Check one. Check one. Check.
Scene one,
Sorry,
take one.
Now, Volkswagen or Porsche? Hit me up here. Give me some knowledge.
This is a Porsche.
Okay, now what's the difference between this and like a Beetle? Same shifter, same pedals, gauges look the same, steering wheel's got a Porsche emblem. Sell me on this car, because out of all the cars—
a few more digits on the price tag.
Forget about price. We're not concerned about— this isn't about price. We're about the mechanical, the beauty of the cars, the cleanliness of the cars, because all our cars are pretty clean. And, Porsche, Speedster, people love them. I don't get it, because I just don't like these cars.
You don't like this car?
No, I do not.
You do not like this car?
No. Sam, I will not eat green eggs and ham in this car. The 911 I will, especially the green 911. I'll eat green eggs and ham in the green 911. This car always reminds me of like one of those cars that a gal with blonde hair be driving in Newport Beach.
That was Top Gun.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Well, I said gal, so I don't know that that's true or not. That's debatable.
Did you see Top Gun?
I thought, was it a guy or a gal that drove it?
Gal.
I would debate that vigorously.
That it wasn't a gal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Top Gun.
Anyways.
Have you seen the movie Top Gun?
Yes, I have. I thought that was a dude.
The flight instructor. The girl who's the flight instructor.
Look, I always thought that was a guy.
Kelly McGillis is a dude?
I thought that was a dude. I don't know.
You thought Kelly McGillis was a dude?
Look, here's the thing. So she's driving around in this 19 horsepower Porsche.
It was a replica.
Is this a replica or real?
This is not a replica.
All right, I just want to get that on the record. Okay, so we'll get that on the record.
Someone's had their coffee today. Someone hasn't had
coffee, sugar, and 405 traffic in a stick shift.
That usually sucks the life out of me, but...
there's more life to give here.
You don't like this?
No,
this is a universal perennial favorite.
Look, I've never liked these cars.
Like I met one dude who doesn't like U2. Do you like U2?
Not really.
Okay, two guys
who don't like U2. Well, you saw them in
the
ball in Vegas, and I had no interest.
They're pretty good. But there's very few people who don't like, and there's very few people who don't like this car.
There's a couple songs I like. I'll give that. But here's why I don't like this car.
All right.
To me,
pray tell.
It's too close to frickin' Volkswagen, and to me, a Volkswagen has some endearing qualities, like it's cute, it's interesting looking.
This is cute and interesting looking.
It's got Ben-Hur fenders.
Cute and
the tires are like 12 feet inside the car. It looks like this thing would handle like it's on a buckboard. I don't know. I don't like it. If you had me give me this or the 959,
we did not pre-rehearse this. This is complete surprise.
I'm taking the 959 over this.
You're taking the 959 over
100%.
You're
just
saying
that I don't like the 959.
Let's go talk about the Speedster. I was like, okay, that's great. And then you just come boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what? Everyone loves this car. Oh my God, that's like saying that the dog is ugly, you know?
Well,
it's like,
you would never say that about a dog, but the car, it's not that it's ugly. It's just, to me, it's one step away from a VW, and I don't want a Porsche VW.
Three steps away from a VW.
It looks exactly the same to me in my head. It's a Porsche VW, same thing. I'm surprised I don't see a logo on the back like the 914 that says Volkswagen.
It does say Volkswagen on the back of the 914.
But that's a good car. I don't understand that.
That is a good car. This is a good car too. This is a classic.
Look, it's a classic car. This isn't my type of European old car.
I mean, I don't know if we can see the Jaguar, but these two sit next to each other.
They get along?
Yeah.
Now, do your cars have a name? I'm going to throw this out. Yeah, because most of my cars have a name.
Most of my cars have a curse words associated with them most of the time. Like, you pile of shit. Yeah, that's this. So, yeah, this one yesterday was a pile of, yeah.
But you're walking around all the time going, shitbox German cars. Or is that me? I can't remember.
You know, I've been the neglected owner, and we hadn't run this one in about 4 years. We'll blame it on COVID. So there's a lot of other projects that have gotten attention. And then, so this thing sat for a long time. So we had to clean out the fuel system yesterday. You know, the nice thing about
it. Did you do a little quick start?
Lots. Whole can.
Can't hurt this motor. Volkswagen.
This is a high performance motor because
32 horsepower?
150.
What? You cracked 100 in?
Something like the 130. I don't know. I have the dyno specs. Not bad. But
I am surprised about that. I thought this was going to be like the standard 36 horsepower VW motor.
No, there's a story behind that. I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
So, all right. gonna put the mute button on the Sandy for a moment, all right? Can we shut his mic off?
I will be quiet until you say something that I can't hold anymore.
All right, so I always wanted one of these cars. And I always thought, I had a 356 60B coupe, which I bought from a guy I used to work with at Hughes, when I worked for Hughes Space and Communications. And that was a funny story too. The guy said, I have a 356 in my garage. This was my old uncle's car and I got it and blah, blah, blah. He says, let me bring it by and see if you want it. So, I took it for a couple of days, driving the thing. I'm not joking, the thing caught on fire while I'm driving it, turned on the brights, the thing's sparking into my lap. Fire is in my lap, I'm like doing this, smacking my nuts and all that stuff, trying to put out the fire. And I'm like, oh, then I'm going around, same drive, going around the corner, door flies open, almost hits a Jeep on the side of the road or whatever, so I come back and pull it, the gear shift falls off, it's just a pile, this thing is like,
So you bought it.
So I made a long list. 2 pages of everything I felt wrong. And I'm like, okay, we got this, blah, 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 going down, like this is like caught on fire, blah, 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 door flung open, whatever. And he's like, oh, so I guess you're not interested in it. Au contraire.
I love the car.
I did. I bought it, and then it was in an accident. It was in like multiple, crumple zones here, and crumple zones here, and like, I don't know, it was,
Wow.
Hang on, literally the worst condition car that I ever owned, I think. But
I'm
I
looking
got
around. Most of them are pretty nice here.
Yeah, most of them are pretty nice. I got it for $3,000 or $3,500 bucks, and it was a running and driving 356. It was also champagne pink color, like a metallic. It looked like silver, but had a little pink hue to it. The girls loved this car. In fact, my boss, Chick Magnet. I used to drive up to parties, and girls would be sitting on the. This is when I was 20-something.
Porsche guy.
No, they'd be sitting on the doorstep or whatever of the house they were at or whatever. I'd drive up. They'd actually get up and walk over to the car and say, "Oh, nice car."
Do you speak German?
No, it's like literally. And my boss, who had a red 911, I lent him the car one day or whatever, and I'm showing him how to drive it. And he had a red 911. He's like, nah, this thing is not like a Chick Magnet. It's a 911. I'm like, no, this is it. It's like driving out of the parking garage. This woman just comes up right up. So, oh my gosh, I love your car. I'm like, see, I told you.
There's certain cars that are like that, and certain cars attract certain kind of women.
So then I was always wanted one of these cars. And so I figured I would buy one finally, and I'm like, nah, so I bought that one for $3,000, and that wasn't a Speedster, but it was, Speedsters were like twice as much or whatever.
So you paid $6,000 for this car.
No, I didn't. I mean, I had a chance to buy one for $40,000, and I'm like, nah, it's too much. Then I passed one up at $65,000. Nah, this one's too much. And then Jerry Seinfeld's car. Jerry Seinfeld came up, and he had one of his cars. He has like 6 or 7 of these, so he had a spare. So I wanted to sell that
Steinfeld's car, who needs
for $140. I'm like, nah, too much. So finally this one came up, and I'm like, if I don't buy one now.
It'd be like $1 million for the freaking VW?
Not $1 million, but $500,000. So they're expensive. So, yeah.
So they went crazy just like everything else.
This car, when I bought it, 2-owner car. Original owner bought it and sold it in 1961 to the lady I bought it from. So she owned it for 4 decades and plus. Little old lady driven around California.
Kelly McGillis.
Kelly McGillis is not 80. Not yet.
She was a lady.
Yes.
All right.
Just
get the facts straight.
Yes. No, the facts are straight. But yeah, so the best thing about this car was driven by a little old lady for 80 years. So it's not messed around with dudes or anything like
Pasadena.
that.
Little old lady from Pasadena?
I think in the
Seems
other
like a good
direction.
story.
Woodland Hills or something like that. But the car is very original. She did have it painted to a different color. So it was originally ivory white, so now it's black. But original floor pans, original everything,
Now
very,
rusted
very
out.
original. Nothing's been really mucked with.
It looks original. It has that I don't want to say patina because I hate that word. It has the dirt look of all the cars that we own that makes it look like a real original car. And I like that.
Right.
I like that about this more than anything than I like about the car. The rest of it, I don't,
The patina on this is real. Yeah, and the ownership of this is real and all that stuff. That's one of the reasons why I bought it, because it was really not mucked with. I don't really want like beautifully restored cars, even though I own a few of them, and they're not really good fits.
Like one?
Yeah,
Two?
one, that one.
Yeah.
That one, yeah. But, so I bought this car, all right, finally, and I drove it, And I went to go test drive it, and I'm like, the guy I bought it from, nice guy, Bob Campbell. Anyway, he was the dealer who was brokering it for the lady. He's like, go ahead, drive it hard. It hasn't been running a while, but everything should be good. So I drove it really hard.
Didn't catch on fire.
Did not catch on fire.
That's a good sign.
So, bought the car, went and got it with a trailer, came back here. It was a Saturday. Wife was driving by or something like that. She called me, she's in the area. So I don't know where the kids were. We have 3 kids. Somewhere they were off.
No.
So she's like, oh, they were off doing something. Maybe they were the
Playing with dangerous toys.
Yeah, they're lighting fires in the backyard or whatever.
Playing poker or whatever the kids do.
So I'm like, oh, come by. Let's check out your new car. Right. This is always the old trick to justify buying a car, right?
Did she like it?
That's her car too.
I can see her liking that car because that's, that means business. This thing's kind of a little sports car-y.
No, this thing's fun. So she comes here. I just pulled it out of the trailer. It's sitting right over there.
Here, baby, here's the keys.
No, I'll drive you around the block. So we get in, we drive around the block, and we're going around the block or whatever. I turn the right, and we're going to do the same route today.
Okay, we'll reenact
this. Turning the corner, and all of a sudden, bam, big banging noise happens from the car. It sounded like the muffler had fallen off the car.
You would have been lucky, I'm guessing.
What?
You would have been lucky if it was just the muffler.
That would have been lucky, yes. The engine went like this, coasted down to the side, and I'm like, that's not good, no.
And your wife's looking at you doing this.
So I popped open the engine compartment, and I reached in the engine compartment, and I pulled out a piston. And my wife,
put oil in these, by the way.
My wife is standing next to me, and she's a very smart lady. She asked 3 questions.
How are we getting home?
No, it's my story. She asked 3 questions, all right? She's like, She's like, is that supposed to be there? And I'm like, no, it's not supposed to be there.
Oozing oil out of it.
Yeah, oozing oil. It's like, She's like, does this happen often? And I'm like, I had to think about all the people whose engines I know who've blown up, which is more than a handful, probably 2 handfuls, So I'm like, often enough. And then she paused, and she said something that made the walk of shame back to the shop a lot better. This is back when I owned the parts business. She said, isn't this how we stay in business? And I said, yes, it is. So I walk of shame, the Charlie Brown walk of shame back to the shop to get the trailer.
To push it back.
To get the trailer that I just got it in, towed it back here. It sat in the corner for, I don't know, a year, half a year, as I just got pissed at it every day. Should have just put a cover on it. But, so what happens when you blow up your engine? What do?
Get a new one.
Then the new one is?
Twice as much power, high.
Oh, it's only twice?
Yeah, well,
More than twice.
I don't know what these things had from the factory.
You get the biggest, highest horsepower engine you possibly can squeeze into this thing, and that's what we did. So you got a big block 912 engine in it. It's got about 120, 130. I don't know. I got the dyno reports over there.
Where's it coming? Like
40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
VW 36 horse.
Yeah. A John Deere lawnmower has got more horsepower than these things.
That's sad. But that's the era of these cars. They weren't crazy high performance. The one thing that I like is consistency in the German brand. Like, you look at the dashboard on this, it kind of reminds me of the Mercedes dash.
Sure.
Although this has a little cushion on it as opposed to the Mercedes, but it's got that, like, if you get in a front ender, you're going to be killed by the metal in the dash when your head plows through it.
Oh, yeah.
But the gauge work, all that stuff, I like that consistency and style of it.
Same manufacturer for all the Volkswagen and Porsche and Mercedes gauges. This VDO. But these handle pretty well. Yeah.
Hey, let's go tool around in it. Like,
right.
I can talk some more smack at it.
It hasn't run in a while, so hopefully the brakes still work.
Well, we've had one car with brakes, I think. Ferrari.
The Ferrari has the brakes because I went through it.
Because they were good. Every other car we've had, no brakes, dubious seatbelt quality. This one at least has
dubious seatbelt fitment. Is that what you mean?
Like some old Ray Browns or something from back in the 60s.
Yeah, the seatbelts are cool.
Yeah, no, I like these because there's a good chance that I can fit in them, and hopefully we won't be going that fast.
This is a fun car to tool around. Here's the biggest problem with this car for me. This is really a first world problem. it's too expensive right now. If you get hit in this thing, it's just
You're
lights
doomed.
out.
You have
It's
to go
done.
find Seinfeld's buddy that can fix
No,
it.
it's just, so it's very nerve-wracking to drive this thing. It's not really, I was actually thinking about selling it and buying the exact same car.
As a replica.
As a replica.
Then I can,
so I can
then
drive.
I'd feel better about it.
I can go drive it. I can leave it out in the rain. I can just, the moon cap flies off. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta buy another one on Amazon.
Don't they just chop the roof line off of a VW and there's basically this car?
No, that's the dune buggies in the
Oh,
back.
okay.
We'll get to that in a minute.
I'm not familiar with the heritage of these old Porsches.
So this is fun to drive, but then,
Let's go drive it. We're going to stop talking
all right.
shit about it and drive.
Okay, all right, cool.
I want to say we're in a tub. It feels like we're in a bathtub.
That's what they call it. Bathtub Porsche.
How would I know that? I don't know anything about Porsches.
So far, so good.
Wow.
Look at the size of this steering wheel too. Like the fire truck's got a wheel this big. I guess so you get that instead of power steering, right?
Yeah, well, you didn't need it in a light car like this.
Nah, it's kind of fun. As I said, it's worth a ton of money these days, so it's not. And it's got drum brakes on it too, so.
Well, they'll probably interchange with the VW series of cars.
Yeah, that's what would be nice about a replica is you can throw discs on a replica too and not really worry about
and a six-cylinder back there.
the 3
Like
Series.
a Beck Spider, that's what you need. Beck Spider.
Yeah, those look like death traps
They
to
were
me.
like 98 pounds for the car, and then you throw an engine and trans, and you got the fastest car you ever want to be in. Oh, one thing I will compliment you on is the wiper blades and arms.
Yes, they
look
match.
great.
They are
match.
correct, yes.
They look good.
Yes, I think they are all original. Woohoo! Actually, it's driving pretty well. I'm
I
surprised.
feel like we should be at the beach.
Yeah, we should be.
You know, you could replace me with a chick, it'd be a lot better, probably.
That's true.
Or the dog, at least.
Doggy, he'll come back on the
Fire truck?
fire truck. Yeah, that'll
I'm
be
excited
fun.
to get in the fire truck, actually.
Yeah, I'm not.
How could that be worse than driving in a tank?
Oh, it is. We're approaching the area where the engine exploded.
So you're driving, your wife's excited.
Oh,
you
she's
bought
having
this
a
new
good time.
Porsche.
I paid a fortune for the car, all that good stuff. I'm like, look, it's a great car. It's like, yeah, and then boom. Yeah.
Probably, you're lucky it didn't catch on fire. Usually engine in VWs are associated with an engine fire once they go.
Yeah.
The fuel line vibrates off of one of the carbs and you're done.
It seems to be running okay now. Okay, I think it might be. It was popping and spitting yesterday, but it's running better now. But we had a clogged carburetor, so it was dumping raw fuel down the
Stuck float, something?
stuck floats. Yeah. So then I think it might have fouled the plug or something like that, maybe. So I was gonna pull the plugs, but I just didn't have time.
Oh, the flashback to driving in a VW.
Yeah.
It smells like it too.
Yes, it does.
All right, so we just hopped out of the car. What do you think? So you're.
Hey, look.
I think he's warming up to it.
I'm warming up a
Because
little
I said, still hate it? And he's like, nah, I don't hate it. Yeah, he's warming up to it.
Yeah,
Once he said, it's got this goofy top on it that doesn't even really work,
don't do it.
No, yeah, exactly.
Don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna rip into, yeah.
Yeah, it'll just self-disintegrate. Then
Yeah.
you'll be pissed off and have to buy a new top for whatever portion amount of dollars that this would cost. And,
Correct.
otherwise you're going to be back with duct tape and
Right.
sealing it up. This would be a cool dune buggy. Then I dig
Make a
it.
four-wheel drive version. Yeah, that would be the ultimate to hot rod this thing and turn it into a dune buggy.
You're probably better off selling it, buy the replica, turn the replica into a dune buggy.
But that would be less cool if you took it to original. It's like one of those rich dudes who just, spray
what's it-
paints their Monet, right?
Yeah, like the Panamera, whatever that race is through Mexico.
Right,
This would be a
right.
great car for that.
No, this is a good, honest car. It's a solid car. People love it. It's a crowd favorite. It's one of those. It's now running pretty well. Yesterday, I spent all day working on this car, and I couldn't get it started. And I bypassed. It has a MSD box in it, and I bypassed the MSD box.
And it works.
And then, for Ivan to shoot the car, I'm like, I had like wires hanging everywhere and alligator clips and all that, and it was running. And I said, Ivan, hold on, let me make it look clean. I plugged everything back together. And I said, remind me, before we take it out, to unplug the MSD and bypass it. And I never did that.
So we're running with a good ignition then.
Running with the MSDs all of a sudden was running now.
This is like one of those cars that has its mind of its own. Wayne.
What?
It's an older version of that one, yes. It's yellow. It's got the old unit with the weird MSD thing on it and a ball for the adjuster.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you, it will put you down.
This, yeah. Like it wasn't this one I was pointing to, but I was like, no, so you don't want to ever touch that. And as I pointed to it, it went right to my finger.
Anywhere in.
It went across the thing, and knocked me down in front of the two kids. And they were laughing their ass off. And they, you know what they said? They said, Daddy, can you do that again?
Oh my God.
They still remember this to that day. So.
Yeah, I have like the older generation of it with it's like the logo's like kind of in the casting, but yeah, equally as dangerous.
Yeah. This thing's cool actually. I should probably put this out on display, but it just sort of sits up here. I was actually going to yank this box because it's got the old one with the serial number on it and all that. And yeah, I was going to yank this box to see if it was good, but now the car is running. I don't know what the heck. So anyway, there you go. And the NGK one is the same. I don't know where that one is. It's around here somewhere, but it's just as dangerous. What do you like or not? No, come on. It's warming up. You're warming up to it, right?
I'm warming up to it. I like the style of the Mercedes better. This is too.
They're both good.
Yeah.
But this one drives better. You gotta trust me on that one.
Yeah. Well, it's low on my list of cars you have.
That's true. All right. Well, to each their own. Well, we'll get to the Pantera. All right.
Yes.
All right. Cool. We're gonna make room for the
Let's
next
clear
one.
this air cooled stuff
Next
out.
one.
All right, Sandy, that was pretty good, right?
Great videos today, Wayne.
All right, remember, if you want more, please hit the subscribe button. We'll keep going.
Don't forget to mash the like too.
Mash the like button. Yeah, I think it's down here.